This is Brother Jamal. I'm bringing you another video here on my YouTube channel. Um, Now, I always say to the people, if you want to check me out on YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you know when I'm dropping a video and you can check it out. I also ask you to give me some feedback and comments and any kind of input. If you have something, some comments to make, or you have some questions, please feel free to leave those, and I'll try my best to get back with those. Just have a few things I want to just run past you this evening. Um, we are still going by our theme is maintaining justice, and we're talking about how and the way we maintain justice. First and foremost, Allah commands us to maintain justice by simply saying to us, when we rule and judge between people, it always has to be done in fairness. Whenever we rule, whenever we make a judgment between people, the main important thing is that it has to be done in fairness. That's it. If it's not done in fairness, then it's not just. It's not a good ruling. It's not a good call if it's not done in fairness. So, in saying that, we want to also go on record by saying that the lie that the authorities and the Morin Police Department arrested saying that Abdul Sharif committed suicide, we believe it's a lie and we do not believe it. We believe that he was murdered, and we continue to stand by that. We say because in the beginning of this young brother going missing, the Des Moines Police Department treated it as someone who had ran away. And the family had to get a private investigator to really see what was going on, because the Des Moines Police Department was not doing anything. They actually dropped the case. They wasn't doing anything. So to come back now and call a ruling and say something, we do not believe anything they're saying. We believe it's a lie, and we believe, once again, we go on record by saying we believe that Abdul Sharif was murdered. We stand by that. The other thing I want to move to real quick is the uproar that people are so all up in arms about the sports world and the people that are protesting the latest shooting by the Wisconsin Police Department. People are so up in arms. And you know what's interesting about this, y'all? The white boy that was running around with a semi-automatic weapon, this is number one. Just a question and something for you to think about, food for thought. The white boy was running around with a semi-automatic weapon. Didn't hear of anybody being outraged about that like they are about the NBA players protesting the latest gunning down of a black man in Wisconsin. I don't see none of those people being outraged about this white boy running around with a semi-automatic weapon. For all we know, he could have been an undercover police officer disguised in plain clothes. Could have been a member of the white supremacist group working on behalf through the police department, them knowing him. That's why they let him go, because nobody apprehended this guy running around with a big semi-automatic weapon in the streets shooting people. And this is why we went on record the day before saying to black people, you have a right to self-defense. You have a right to protect yourself. So why these do-gooders and all these hypocrites and wicked ones and the evil doers are running around upset about LeBron James and Kaepernick and all of the sports world who are protesting this outrageous shooting of this black man? We take our hats off and salute them because they're right on target. They right on aim, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. They're taking their platform and putting a call out how disgusting. That's not even the word. How evil and how wicked it was. These police officers in Wisconsin shooting this black man in the back in front of his kids, his three or four sons. How wicked and disgusting and evil that was. You talk about wickedness, you talk about evil doing, then this is it. And so, but no one is upset and outraged about that. Isn't that interesting? The second thing is that the one of the brothers, a black man who was I should say a sports announcer on ESPN News, TNT, ESPN, one of the sports shows he's on with these other guys on there who are too afraid to say anything, and if they really are not too afraid, they just they know if they say anything, their masters are going to get on them. But I respect this brother Kenny. I can't think of his last name. On the show, right in the middle of the show, he took the microphone and walked off of the show and said that he felt like he didn't need to be there. He didn't feel right when he didn't even feel right when he was coming into work. He's saying, light of what's going on. He said, I feel like I need to be with the NBA people, the NBA basketball, soccer, hockey, football, all the NBA sports figures who are protesting the ruthless shooting of this brother in Wisconsin. He said, I feel like I need to be in solidarity with them. So he walks off the show. My hat goes off to him, too, for taking a stand, and a courageous stand. Those other two Negroes who host the show with him, they can't take no stand, because then they'll have to report and tell their master why they took that position. So I wouldn't expect them to do anything. The third thing is that we have to understand that we have lots of house Negroes around today's time, in politics, in you name it. Those blacks who support this president, house Negroes. They love their master more than the master loves himself. These house Negroes, this is what they are. They love them. They love their master more than the master loved them himself. Trust me, y'all. That's how they thinking. And so when you see them barking, that's because they barking because they got permission from their master to bark. When their master say be quiet, when he say shut up, they be quiet. They shut up. And you know what's funny? All of those Negroes who didn't get invited or didn't get a special invitation to the Republican convention, I guess some of them did. Some of them been out of shape. This one black woman got all worked up because they didn't invite her. Well, what do you think? They just showing you what they think of you. They showing you what they really think about you and what they think of you. When they don't invite you and you think you in the circle or you in the in crowd, and they close the door on you, then they just remind you that you're a house Negro. That's all they're doing. They're just reminding you who you are and what you are, and it serves you right. That's what you get. The other thing is that you notice how these people, just like they go to the aid of this president, black people, house Negroes, you have those same people who think, question y'all, who think that the police officers never do any wrong. They hide them, they hold them so high and above the law that they think they do no wrong. This is how they look at them. No wrong, y'all. They can do no wrong. And so for those wrongdoers, for those who want to uphold the wrongdoers and the wickedness of these police departments, then you are no different really than they are. Your thinking and your insight and your eyesight is the same as they are. So it's no different, really. The fifth thing is the wicked ones and the evildoers. You will not go without being punished. Trust me. Either here or later, you will be punished. So don't think that you won't be punished, because you will. As much as you may think that you are getting away with, everybody is going to leave this dunya. this place. Everybody's going to leave. Everybody's going to die. Only Allah knows the day, time, place, when, and where. But trust me, regardless of how many people you may murder, there will be a day of reckoning. There will be a time when you will leave this dunya. You won't live forever. See, nobody is going to live forever. So you may claim on to this dunya. You may try to hold on to it, but you will not live forever. The evil ones, the wicked ones will not go without punishment. The last thing I want to mention to you in this little short discussion, and this is a question that I pose to you. Do you think for 1 minute, and look, think about this now, y'all. This is a serious piece that I'm getting ready to drop on you that I want you to think about. Do you think for 1 minute, when they say they're going to call in the governor or governor of these states, it's Louisiana, where they murdered a black man, in Wisconsin, where they brutally shot a black man in the back, cowardly act, and been cowardly to shoot him even in front, but for sure cowardly to shoot him in the back and in front of his 4 sons. Do you think, the question is, do you think for 1 minute that when the governor, the Justice Department, the federal authorities come in and investigate their own people, do you think that they're going to find them guilty of question? Do you think, honestly think, the Justice Department, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, whoever they call in to investigate this murder, this brother being murdered in Louisiana, the brutal shooting of this brother in Wisconsin, do you think for 1 minute that they're going to come in and investigate their own people and find them guilty? I have not saw a case yet where they come in, investigate, and find them guilty. They usually come back ruling in favor of what they have did. No wrongdoing, they always come back in favor, ruling them. So that's like a joke to me, to have the Justice Department of the federal authorities come in and investigate their own people. They know they have did wrong in the first place, but do you actually think that they're going to find them guilty? No, I'm sure they're not. They're not going to find them guilty. But like I said, the evildoers and the wicked ones will be punished. See, you don't escape this dunya. You might escape the dunya, but there will come a time when all of you will die. The death. It's going to come to everybody, including myself. It's going to come to everybody. Nobody will live forever, regardless of what your position is, regardless of what your status is, regardless of how high you may think you are. No one is going to live forever. This is not going to happen. So your day of reckoning will come. Once again, you've been listening to Brother Jamal, and this video is entitled Maintaining Justice. We continue to talk about maintaining justice. That's our theme, and that's what we continue to talk about. So try to share this video and put it in as many places as you can. Try to share it with as many people as you can to get the word out so they can see this. It's extremely important that the movement against social injustice, against oppression, and against institutionalized racism, the young people, the youth, it's extremely important that you keep it alive, keep it going, keep pressing forward. That's extremely important.